I dedicated myself to showing Sheik around the city, helping him get familiar with the area. Tand, preoccupied with his demanding career as a corporate lawyer, spent long hours away from home, which left Sheik and me together most of the day. At first, it seemed simple, routine even, guiding him through the streets, pointing out landmarks, and introducing him to the city's pulse. But with every passing moment, something unanticipated began to stir between us. It was during one of our usual city tours when the first shift occurred. We had been walking through the serene, sunlit gardens of a quiet park, the scent of flowers heavy in the air, when Sheik stopped abruptly. He turned to face me, his expression serious, more intense than usual. Tand, Chin, and the others, he started hesitantly, as if unsure of how to continue. I need to thank you for everything you've done for me. His voice carried a new weight, something that hadn't been there before. It caught my attention instantly. I really don't know how I would have adapted so quickly without your help. You've been so kind. I smiled, feeling a warmth spread through me. You don't have to thank me, Sheik. It's been a pleasure, really. I'm just glad I could help. But Sheik wasn't finished. He stepped forward, closing the small distance between us. No, he insisted, his voice lower. I mean it. It's incredible. I've always admired you, even when I was younger. His words hit me harder than I expected. My heart stuttered in my chest, and for a fleeting moment, the air between us thickened. I could feel the tension, unspoken yet undeniable. His eyes, dark and searching, held mine for what felt like an eternity. I should have stepped away then. I should have said something light to break the tension, but I didn't. I stood there, caught off guard, unsure of what this shift meant for us. When I finally found the strength to pull back, the world around me seemed quieter, heavier, as if something had irrevocably changed. We left the park in silence after that. Back at the house, the charged atmosphere followed us. Every time I felt Sheik's gaze on me, every accidental brush of our hands sent a jolt of electricity through me. It was a feeling I couldn't shake, a connection I couldn't ignore. And as much as I tried to act normal, the dynamic between us had altered in ways I wasn't prepared to handle. The following days were torturous. Each glance we exchanged was a battle between desire and restraint. I found myself lingering near him more than usual, and I became overly conscious of my appearance, choosing my outfits with an unnecessary level of care, as though each morning was a preparation for something unspoken. One afternoon, while Tand was out on business, Sheik approached me with an innocent enough request. Could you show me how to use the washing machine? He asked, his tone casual, though his eyes told a different story. We were alone in the house. As we bent down to load the clothes, our hands brushed, just a fleeting touch, but it felt like the world shifted on its axis. We froze, neither of us daring to move, the air between us crackling with unspoken tension. Sheik turned to me, his gaze full of a burning intensity. Chino, he whispered, and before I could react, his lips were on mine. The kiss was everything. It was fierce, hungry, as though it had been building for weeks, months even. My back pressed against the cold metal of the washing machine as I surrendered, if only for a moment, to the overwhelming heat between us. But reality crashed down on me like a wave. I pushed Sheik away, my heart pounding in my chest. No, Sheik, this is wrong, I said, my voice shaky but firm. He stepped back, his expression torn between confusion and desire. I know you're married. I know it's complicated. But I can't ignore how I feel, he admitted, his voice filled with raw emotion. I sighed, my back still pressed against the counter as I tried to catch my breath. Sheik, I feel something too. But this can't happen. For a long moment, he said nothing. He just stood there, close enough that I could feel the warmth of his body. And for a moment, we were suspended in that impossible space between what we wanted and what we knew we couldn't have. The days that followed blurred into a series of stolen glances, accidental touches, and tense conversations. Around Tand, we acted as though nothing had changed, but the truth was everything had. Every moment alone with Sheik was charged with an unbearable tension, an invisible current that threatened to pull us under. One evening, while Tand was still at work, Sheik came to me in the kitchen. His face was resolute, his emotions barely contained. "We can't keep doing this," he said, his voice quiet but firm. I looked at him, feeling the weight of his words. "I know," I whispered, my heart heavy with the same realization. "But it's real, isn't it?"